Thank you. It is the people of New Jersey, Virginia, and most recently Massachusetts who remind us what is possible. Too often we've sat idle when we needed to be active. We were silent when we should have stood up. We hoped in someone other than ourselves to carry freedom's precious cargo. So I come before you today to enlist you to a cause much greater than any one of us. We can no longer be silent. We should no longer look to others, to the job we need to do ourselves. The task is daunting, but our cause is worthy. The pursuit of freedom should never be clouded by fear or uncertainty. Instead, we must do as Lincoln suggested. The probability that we may fall in the struggle ought not deter us from the support of a cause we believe to be just. In 1974, Reagan communicated this very American sentiment when he said, "You can call it mysticism if you want to, but I have always believed that there was some divine plan that placed this great continent between two oceans, to be sought out by those who were possessed of an abiding love of freedom and a special kind of courage." So we have in our own small way been given a chance to take a part in freedom's epic tale. This election cycle, we here in this room, the ordinary, can achieve the extraordinary. You and I can stop this slide. For the last several months, I've awoken early each morning and returned to a darkened house many a night. And I've met you in your town halls and in your schools, your homes, your places of work and worship. I've traversed the state telling Mainers we face trillions in debts and deficits. That debt is increasing at an alarming rate of millions of dollars per hour. It threatens to consume the more than 200 years of liberty and all the images and memorials that we have erected in liberty's honor. I, for one, cannot in good conscience stand idly by and watch our freedoms shamefully stripped away by Congress, bill by bill, by Speaker Pelosi and those who blindly follow her, like Congresswoman Pingree. So for every 1976, there has to be a 1980. And for every 2008, there must be a 2010. We enlist ourselves the ordinary. And let's remind Nancy Pelosi and Shelley Pingree that Maine's first congressional seat does not belong to a political party. It especially does not belong to the Congressional Progressive Caucus. It does not belong to a family name. It belongs to you and me. Thank you. Too often we've thought the heroic is reserved for great acts performed by someone else, sometime in the past. Something we just read in history books. We think heroes are just memorialized in stone. We make the mistake of not including ourselves, political laypeople, in freedom's march. So if successful, this campaign and all the other campaigns for office across the state will be so not because of candidates, but because of the countless individual actions that you take between now and November. So I ask you, what will you do for victory? And I ask you, what will you do for freedom? In the end, there will be no parades or memorials erected in our honor. Instead, our reward will simply be our conscience, that in our time we did what we could. And perhaps someday around your dinner table, you will be able to look your grandchildren in the eye and tell them that you were there, that you did what you could, that together we helped preserve freedom by sending Shelley Pingree home in forever removing the gavel from Nancy Pelosi's far-left reaching hands.